And more patches. I've made so many patches for this car, I'm wondering whether I'm building a 54 Chevy or a quilt. Huh? My wife likes both, so either way I win. Especially if it's 54 Chevy, it is a quilt. Who knows? Anyway, that one is the firewall, the patch for the firewall to smooth it off. That one will be pretty much ready to go in as is. That's the patch for my dashboard. I was going to cut the holes for the gauges beforehand, but I realized it made more sense once it's all welded in place to get a hole saw for it. Cut it out. That's the firewall patch smoothing plate for the driver's side. But I'm gonna have to wait until I pull the booster off because I'm gonna have to cut somewhere in here, angle it out, build build it up on the sides because it's an angled mount. But that's for shaving the driver's side door handle. So far, I have that piece for the passenger side made. I have a patch for the B pillar on the car made. I think another one. I can't remember what it was, but so I'll start on the external sheet metal skin, and this metal isn't very thick. I mean, it looks thicker because it has some like flare on it, but like in the case of the firewall, I'm not cutting out the firewall and replacing it. I'm welding this over it and then smoothing the edges and going to paint it. So it's more of a beauty panel than an actual structural panel, although it will add some structural strength, structural rigidity to it. Not much, not enough to matter, but still will. I'll drill a couple spots so that the center is stuck in, so there's an oil can on me, and any kind of ripples, I'll take the magic dent removal goo, aka body putty, and smooth it off. Not as particular or honestly as skilled as some YouTube hot rod builders, but it still works well as long as you don't go overboard. And yeah. Oh, and I came up with a name for my 54 Chevy. It is now the Orphan. That car, I know the history of that car all the way back to 1953. Some of it's not crazy detailed, but I do know a ways back. I even have the registration from the last time it was on the road in 71. But the 54, I know some from roughly the last 10 years were some detailed because the last owner that had it. I know some slight details from 15 to 20 years ago, but after 10 years it gets fuzzy at best, and yeah. So it's basically an orphan car. So I figure the Orphan makes a good name for it because it has a retro, hood sounding name to it, and doesn't, not too psychobilly or whatever, and it'll look good. If I decide to let her on the trunk, it'll look good. So, and now I'll take these to work tomorrow and see what other patches I can make. And at some point, I gotta drag my welder and grinder up there so I can get to burn these panels in. But otherwise, by the time I'm done, I'll have made another 54 Chevy out of sheet metal. Anyway.